So I've noticed something going on YouTube here and pretty much across a lot of social media, at least what I'm noticing. Maybe it's just in my algorithms, it's in my feeds, but it's definitely there and I want to talk about it. I've mentioned it a little bit before in the past on my channel here quite a few months ago when I started up again, but it's a spirit of inspiration. It's a spirit of renewal and motivation, and it's the spirit of community that is making a resurgence in YouTube that I'm noticing, especially. That's what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to talk about it via a trending topic in my feed lately, revolving around a creator on here that goes by the name of Dough Dash. Dough as in bread making, dough, but also as in money, like making that bread, making that dough. It was a really good play on words for that channel. And I must say, she's a gig driver, a gig worker, a DoorDash primarily. And her channel's been blowing up because she got into this motivational mindset and this wave of inspiring creators to come out of the shadows and start creating again, or for the first time if they've been afraid. And a lot of other people are getting inspired by her. And I've seen other people do this as well, and I've seen it across other platforms, but I wanted to talk about this one in particular because it resonates with me and quite a few others. And if you're watching this because of that, then it's resonating with you too. But many of us, especially in this economy, are looking towards other ways to make money. We're looking at ways to survive that is breaking out of the standard traditional either 9 to 5 or working for another company or just employment as an employee in general. And if you spend any time on social media and on YouTube and are of that mindset in the slightest, you're going to see gig work, work from home, work online, content, becoming a social media content creator, making money with social media, all these things, right? And if you're in that line of just work, I guess, or just seeking that out, or you're on that journey at all, you're going to come across pockets of content creators that are creating videos and content talking about those particular fields, working, being your own self-employed entrepreneur, all these things. This is a vein that I have been in my whole life, and it's bleeding in together with social media and content creation, obviously, because now more than ever, through social media, through avenues such as YouTube and all the others, there is massive opportunity to make this your living. And a lot of people want to do it. In fact, children, the number one career aspiration goal for children in grades, first grade through high school, their number one aspiration right now is to be a YouTube creator, right? And even my children are completely into it. They're obsessed with it. They want to do it. And in fact, they're doing it. But the point is, now is the time for so many people who are realizing that it's time to just take the step towards freedom, take the step towards self-actualization. And it goes hand in hand with a lot of things that I could get into, but I'm trying to keep it really narrowed down here. It goes into the great, like awakening and mankind's, humanity's, age of Aquarius stuff. I mean, we can go off on a whole bunch of tangents, but I'm just going to stick to the logical, grounded, earthly thing right now. I'm going to try my best, okay? Because if you know me, I can go off. But anyway, we're sticking to the logical, real world stuff right now. Okay? Now, a lot of people are trying to pursue this social media or content creation thing and take it seriously. And a lot of people really want to, and they're very afraid to, or they don't know what to do. And then if you're on this journey at all, you'll get lost down a rabbit hole on YouTube, especially talking about how to do it. And it's a whole niche in and of itself. There's channels that talk about this at length, and exhaustive, really, on what you need to do in order to be a content creator, what you need to do in order to start on YouTube, and all the tricks and the trades and the gadgets and the bells and the whistles and the lighting and all the things you need, the cameras and all the tripods, and I mean, you name it, right? But let's get back to the beginning, which is starting. And what this creator, Dough Dash, has been encouraging people to do, and a lot of people are really just, the bells and whistles are going off for them. They're going, bing, oh my gosh, I can do this, because what she's saying and what I have said and what other creators have said multiple times is that you don't need anything other than yourself. You don't need anything other than yourself. You don't. And there's this wave of people sitting in their car or, having no lights, having, bad sound, even after all of the advice telling you need good light, you need good sound, you need good editing software. And it's intimidating people to get on here and try and start and make their first step. You got to take the first step towards any goal. to take that first jump. You know, you hear the motivational quotes and the memes and the cliche, you know, things where, you know, the first step to getting out of your old life and into your new life, or the first step to your dream life is making the first step, or, you know, stepping past your comfort zone, or, you know, all the things. You hear all the things, right? And I think I'm losing track with what I'm trying to say, but I wanted to kind of bring it back to how I see the change happening here within YouTube and within content creation and social media in general. And that is, it's kind of moving towards where it used to be. You know how fashion recycles itself every 20, 30 years, like trends and the decades and the generations. And like, you know, if you wore barrel bottoms in the 70s, you know, those made a resurgence back in the 90s for a little minute, and then definitely hit hard again in the early 2000s and all this stuff, right? Just like, so everything recycles. And I think the trends in social media are doing that as well, where back when I was on YouTube strong, it was about community. It was about community. And you could make a video, and when you did that, it wasn't about the money like it is now. The opportunity to make the money wasn't there like it is now. But you did it, and I did it, and many others, we did it to have a sense of community, to reach people that we could relate to, and to, you know, get feedback from people to make us so that we didn't feel so alone in whatever unique situation we were conveying. And real community was built on YouTube, especially 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. And that's when I was really active on here in the beginning, as I was very isolated and I didn't have any community around me in the immediate. And I started to find my community just by posting videos and doing video responses, much like this one, where one person would start a topic and conversation, and you wanted to jump in because you saw a lot of other people kind of having the conversation, and we would all watch each other's videos, and we would comment under each other's videos, and we would refer to the person who started the topic. And instead of a hashtag back then, you would put video response in your title. It was or you would abbreviate it and say VR, and then the title of the topic that everybody was discussing, and then you would get the related videos in the sidebar, and it would lead you to this community of people who were having an organic conversation and making videos. And it was just like that. Nobody cared. We didn't have lights. We didn't even have microphones. It was very grainy. It was, you know, but we found each other and we connected. And I swear I'm still connected and acquaintanced, is that a word, with many of the people who I connected with from those communities early on in, you know, 2010, 2013, all those times. And I see that happening again. And I see it happening right now in this particular community that's building. And it's revolving around this DoorDash and this gig worker economy and this content creation, you know, wanting to make it a thing and just all that. And it's right now what I'm picking up on in my little corner of the internet. I'm picking up on this woman, and her name is DoorDash. Her channel name is DoorDash, and she's inspiring people. And she's a DoorDash driver, and she made videos in her car DoorDashing, and that's nothing new. A million people are doing that. Lots of people are doing that. That's nothing new. But she had a particular spin on it that really caught on with people, and she has skyrocketed. Her content has skyrocketed from like 3,000, sat at 3,000 for a really long time, and then boom, she's gotten 40,000 in, like, I haven't paid too close attention, but I think it's been a month or something. Just insane. And everyone who's communicating to her, with her, are seeing the same. It's like a community is growing. A community is bubbling and festering in a good way. And it's a lot of people who are all about faith and spirit and being authentic and following your heart and blah, 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 right? And it's a really good thing. It's a really good thing. And I really am liking what I'm seeing, because it's reminding me of why I started YouTube back in the day. And it's making me feel like it's a good time to come back in strong, because that's what I've always loved about YouTube, is the community aspect, not the commercial aspect. Because the commercial aspect is there now, really strong, and it motivates a lot of people. But I think that part of it is really hollow and empty. And yeah, you can make a ton of money, but I mean, the whole making money with YouTube thing is a new concept to me. But it's one that, you know, I'm going to be happier than a clam to definitely pursue. But that's not the point of this. I don't want to pursue it during trying to do something that's not authentic, and I don't want to pursue it trying to follow a niche or an algorithm or chase an algorithm or get caught up in how I look and how my background looks and how my camera looks. And I was inspired to do YouTube hardcore, really inspired to do it back in the day when it was really authentic to do so. And it was much like this, where you saw video responses and you got involved in a community and a conversation by making videos with each other, and we all found each other that way. And that's what inspired me back then, and that's what's inspiring me now. And I want to just kind of share that and inspire you, perhaps, if you know you needed inspiration, if you even made it this long. It's 13 minutes, and I'm not used to making long videos. I'm back in the day when this length of a video was considered really, really long, and people didn't hang on. So anyway, if you're hanging on 13 minutes in, let me know in the comments. Say hi, I'm hanging on here. But anyway, I just wanted to throw my voice in the bucket and really say that now's a good time to get into YouTube, especially now, because even the people who were telling you, the YouTube gurus who dissected the formula on how to be a YouTuber, have told you, like, you got to find your niche and niche down, and this is all the things, and you got to formulate all your stuff, blah, 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 and it just made it so intimidating to get into it. They are the ones that are now saying, oh, guess what? Vlogging and just kind of being raw and not editing and not heavy bells and whistles and flash boom bang in your face is what's actually starting to trend. And we're going to see that going forward in content creation. Well, duh, because that's what reaches people. That's what really speaks to people. You know, so anyway, that's kind of my ramble and rant for right now. I just want to give a shout out to Dodash and to the community that's kind of formulating around that whole bubble. And everyone that I have been watching, you guys are all beautiful people, and, you know, living on faith and living in inspiration and living true to spirit and your spirit and all of that. You know, I'm definitely vibing with it, and it's a good time. I think that it's going to be a good wave of YouTube right now. I think we're going to see a really good wave of authenticity and kind of organic creation and people jumping out of those niche boxes and just offering what they have on their heart and their spirit, and it's going to reach and it's going to land, and, you know, and I think we're all going to see success, and we're all going to make money in the process, because that's part of life, and that's what the goal is in a lot of ways as well. And it's okay that that's the goal too, because one more thing before I get off of here is, back in the day, and I say back in the day, like, I'm always referring to my back in the day when I started into YouTube heavy and consistently, is back then there was not this drive and this push and this motivation for money. And in fact, if you were a creator back then and you dared to ask your followers, if you were to dare ask them for money or to donate to your cause, to upgrade a camera, or donate to my link to just help support me while I'm making videos for you, if you said something like that back in 2011, 2012, boy, everyone came for your throat. Everyone came for you hard. They'd be like, oh, and they called it an e-beggar. You would be called an e-beggar. You would be shamed off of YouTube for daring to ask your followers for money, support. I saw this poor girl. She was like, she had a following and she was just making videos to make them, but she had this crap camera. You could barely hear her. Her video was terrible. She was great, but her video sucked, right? And to our standards today, it was very grainy. And she was just like, hey, you know, I'm looking to get a new laptop so I can keep making videos, because, you know, and if you want to help me, this is my link. If you can support me, blah, blah, so I can get a new laptop. And her whole comment section was people just saying, I'm unsubscribing. How dare you, you know, you e-beggar. And other people made videos about how shameful and horrible it was that she dared to ask for support to get a computer, and how dare she think that we're going to support her so that she can keep making content. And it was a whole thing. And that mindset was very prevalent on YouTube like 10 years ago. So this whole thing about people making money and asking people to support them and sponsorships, oh my God, that was considered selling your soul back in the day, to get brand deals and sponsorships, which they did exist, but they were rare. I mean, you were the devil back then. If you dared, you weren't real. It's kind of like how people shame artists, like, oh, you're a sellout if you accept money for your art or your music, or how dare you charge people to listen to your music, or, you know, the whole days of Napster and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. This video is long. My point is, now is a really good time if you're on the fence thinking about doing YouTube. I mean, I'm just using a crap camera. This is going to be my stream of conscious stuff that I used to make. If you've listened, yay. But, kudos to Dodash, and kudos to all the people I've been watching. What is his name? Dash on Faith. He's growing exponentially now just because he got inspired by this whole trend and this wave and this thing. And all the other people that are stepping out on a limb, that are taking the dive and turning on the camera and just being a part of the community. Just being a part of the community. Being a part of community makes it a lot easier to step out and do this kind of thing and find your voice and start your journey. And that's the beauty of YouTube, that I'm so happy to see it coming back around. At least it is in my algorithm. At least it is in my little corner of the internet. That's what I'm seeing a lot of, and I'm so happy. Anyway, it really inspired me. I feel that fire again, and I just want to say thank you. Hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more of me here on this channel, and hopefully I'll be seeing a lot more of you. And if this inspired you in any way, if I inspired you, or if she inspired you, go check her out, by the way. Go check out Dodash and see what I'm talking about. And she's just a stinking awesome lady. She's really inspired, and she's really fired up because she's seeing a lot of growth and a lot of success, and a lot of her dreams are coming true right now. So she's really on it. She's all screaming around in her videos, and it's really fun to watch, and it's really inspiring. So, you know, and if you are inspired, just say hi. If you stuck around this long and stuck around to the end of the video, definitely say hi, because you're a real one. I will talk at you later. And I'm definitely, yeah, just inspired, because this is what I love about YouTube, is just having conversations, talking to you like you're my friend, sitting here in my kitchen having tea or coffee and just shooting the breeze, talking about topics that inspire us and motivate us and, what's going on in the world. So I will talk to you later. More videos to come. And if you're on the fence about creating at all, or you're just worried about how you look or how your background looks, I mean, I've got trash sitting there behind me. I mean, come on, Yeah, just take the plunge and just do it. Don't worry about what people think, It's easier said than done, though, I know. So hopefully I'll see you around.